รายการต่อไปนี้เหมาะสำหรั
บลีโม
Sawadee Cup Tukan, welcome to my channel, where I discuss BLNY series in my humblest opinion. And today we are reviewing
เพราะเราคู่กัน
or Because We Belong Together, also known as 2gether the series. I don't watch any series weekly. I would have wait until the final episode is released with sub, then I will binge watch it. However, I was very surprised with the hype that goes around the series. For example, many of my friends who have never watched BL before, were watching the series. At many times I was even tempted to start watching because everyone was talking about it.
ไม่ได้แมนมึงเป็นสุภาพบุรุษมึงเป็นสุภาพบุรุษผมไม่ไหวแล้วเว้ย
Such had caused me to expect a lot from the show. Upon watching, was my expectations met? Not quite. But let's start with the good thing, shall we? Actors visual. Most of us doesn't know any of the two main characters before the series airing. However, still shots from the series have helped to garner more and more viewers. Allow me to say that they are the handsomest pair that have ever graced a Y series. Not saying that others are not good looking, but both of them are a definite 10. Their good looks have definitely done the show a huge favor. Bright and Win as a couple are able to provide balance, in term of look. While Bright is the mysterious and chic type, Win on the other end is the cute and bubbly one. This has helped to cater to different viewership group. Character design. I love Sarawat's character a lot. Many characters in Y series is portrayed to be very chic and charismatic. Sarawat however is a very laid-back guy. He's not a serious person and doesn't exude charisma. Rather than a character that everyone admire, he's the character that everyone can imagine being friends with. He is also a major crackhead, yes I said it. Crackhead. Such has set his character apart from most BL characters before him. Tyne character is no less either. While usually such character is portrayed as having lack of self-confidence and timid, Tyne is very confident in himself. He knows that he is good-looking and he walk himself in full confidence. Rather than being the one controlled, he was the one controlling the narrative. He himself asked to be made into a boyfriend rather than being the victim of the situation. As for the acting part, the series does not require any difficult acting on most part. While the two main actor is not the best actor out there, they definitely played their character very well. The measure of how well an actor is playing their character is on how they are able to embody the character outside the script. The fact that Bright is able to provide ad-lib that works well with the story, shows how deep he understands the character. Gimmick. Every series have their own gimmick, like how SOTUS do with hazing and Theory of Love use of romantic movies. For 2gether, they uses songs as their gimmick. Throughout the series, viewer was introduced to multiple songs that helps narrates the story. Music was also used as an essential plot as Sarawat met Win from a concert and he fell in love with Tyne by seeing how he enjoys music. The song is also used as voice for the actors. Rather than telling Tyne how he felt, Sarawat would often play a song for Tyne to hear. Now here's where everyone will hate me. I just think that the show was so-so. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't bad, but we have definitely seen better. Honestly, if I don't have any expectations of the show, I would still be a bit disappointed. I am not disappointed that the show was just so-so, but rather the missed opportunity of utilizing something good to make great outcome. I was able to enjoy the show up to episode 6. However things ended up moving so fast forward. Here are things that went wrong. Editing scene transition. I am not saying that 2gether the series team is lazy. But we can definitely see less effort was put on editing the second half of the series. In film and television production, there is this thing called B-roll. In layman term, a cutaway or filler shot. What it does is it helps to smoothen the transition between two scenes or helps to provide the idea that an amount of time had passed. Such was scarcely found in the second half of the series. Such had caused the scenes to be very jumpy and unprecedented. While many will argue that many would not even realize that, but such is essential in uplifting the overall quality of the product. As well showing how much efforts does the production put onto the series. Timeline progression. Speaking of transition, the story also started to move very fast as they are nearing the end. One example would be of the scene where Sarawat brought Tyne to their new love nest. Rather than having any B-roll or other scene, the story jumps directly to them arranging their stuff in the apartment. At other times, the story can be seen skipping to the next week in a split second. It would be understandable if there are very less episodes left, but some of this was done many episodes away from the final. To which they ended up have to use many existing clips as flashback to fill in the time. Rather than doing that, they should have taken the opportunity to develop other characters in the series to fill in the gap. Such will not only provide better progression, but it also helps in making the timeline feels more natural. Story development. Apart from the main character, the storyline of side characters are also important to support the main storyline. While the storyline of Man-type and Milpukong was introduced early on in the series, it was not until the last minute that they have some sort of progress. For example, while Type is introduced as a character that is heartbroken, the series did not explain on the reason he was in such condition. By right, he should have been in great grief, as he went to many talks and camps to console himself. In one particular scene, he was shown crying while looking at a Polaroid. However, no explanation was made throughout the series to what picture he was looking at. When he came to Sarawatine love nest and disturbed their relationship, I expected that such was a response to his heartbreak, but such was not the story. I personally think that it will be interesting if Man helps Type to recover from the heartbreak, rather than simply being helpful at work. In regards to Milpukong, the story was so underdeveloped that it makes Pukong look like he was just a rebound. There was no story on how Mil got over his interest in Tyne, and changed his Penang affection to Pukong into actual romantic feeling. It felt to me as if GMM was just using Frank and Drake to pull in extra viewers for the series, with no actual intention of strengthening the ship. I also have problem with Dim and Green's story. I understand that they are simply a filler to the series. However, their initial story and final portrayal does not add up. At first, Dim said that he don't want to announce their relationship. But as the story is ending, they can clearly be seen with each other and showing their affection and arguments in front of the club members. I know that asking for them to be another couple is too much, as there are already two side couples, but it would have been great if they were at least put actively in the background as some sort of an Easter egg. Intimate moments. I believe everyone will agree with me on this. There are very less portrayal of intimate scene between Sarawat and Tyne. No, I am not talking about make-out or bed scene. A simple kiss scene or even scene of them holding hands would have made all the difference. Of course, public display of affection is not very common in Thai culture. However, considering that they have their own love nest, such scenes should have not been an exception in the series. On top of that, they barely have scene in which they talk deeply of their love. Given that both characters lack seriousness on their characteristic, a simple scene where they pour their love in words would have made all of us swoon. Here are my suggestions where they could have kissed. In the locker, so Green will be surprised when he opened the door. Though I know it is impossible as both of them is actually on a separate compartment. In the bus. They are alone, wet and cold. There could not have been a better setting. Or at the concert where they confesses their love. What I have gathered from watching the show is that GMM did not expect that the series will receive as much attention as it is now. To be fair, their trailer was not getting as much attention as the other BL trailer posted by GMM, until recently. Such can also be seen to how GMM is more actively promoting Bright and Win after the show aired, rather than before. Hence why the overall quality of the show was questionable. Please don't take this review as an attempt to downgrade the series. In fact, take it as a plea for a better quality for upcoming shows. GMM should provide equal chances for series to be developed rather than using them as a filler series while waiting for a better series to be broadcasted. To sum up my review, I will just say that GMM owes fans a second season. With better quality. Thank you for listening to my unsolicited review. Do share your opinions on the comment below. And do tune in again for my next video. Thank you for watching and